Hello there, true believers. Welcome to another episode of Marvel Talk with your hosts,
Nick
and Chris. And we have a good one to talk with you all about tonight. Moon Knight, the final episode, episode 6.
along with a full review of the series itself. With that being said, let us begin.
Yes, so apparently it starts off with Arthur Harrow officially freeing Amit, and apparently she ends up killing like all those other avatars of those other Egyptian gods.
Well, I don't think kill. I think that they killed the hosts or something like that.
Yeah, the avatars, pretty much. Right. But anyway, so so apparently Layla ends up trying to stop him, and Taweret apparently sees and she ends up becoming the temporary avatar of Taweret and gets a pretty kick-ass suit, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, a little bit of like a falcon and that golden like kind of armor from the 1984 Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, but I think a little cooler.
Yeah, way cooler.
Meanwhile, Steven
yes,
and Mark end up. Well, Mark ends up gets off the boat to help Steven as he says this emotional speech and holds on, but the bonds are so close that he ends up, saving Steven, and Steven hears everything, and they end up embracing for a very nice moment together, kind of finally becoming one. The door opens from the afterlife, and they manage to make it in time before the sandstorm comes in, and and then they basically get resurrected.
Yep, they return, and apparently, even Khonshu got freed, and so they once officially again become Moon Knight and Mr. Knight.
Only they are a package deal now, and they are able to switch between each of them correctly. Meaning there's no more struggle and control. They work together and switch in between when they have to. Mm-hmm. Which I love what they did that. Basically, they each represent Mark represents the Moon Knight, and Steven represents, Mr. Knight. A comic relief, but still pretty badass.
Yeah, it did some pretty good action, and the fight scenes were great.
Yeah, we're actually going to get that right now. The fight scenes were amazing. The battle between, Moon Knight and Arthur, along with, the goddess of destruction, I like to call her. Mm-hmm. And
seeing Amit versus Khonshu, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was another fun little thing.
Yep, and apparently just before it all seemed like it was over, apparently they blacked out again, and somehow they were just able to destroy
everything. And we know why, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
In the end.
Mm-hmm. But basically, they defeat Arthur and the goddess, the psycho goddess, I also like to call her, and, Khonshu tells them to kill, and, Steven and Mark are like, no, we're not going to do it. I'm not your killer anymore. We stopped them. They can't do anything. We want out. And hensing the disappearance of the moon god for now. And they go back to living a normal life. Still in chain, but we're going to tell you why. Because at the end, they gonna flop in still being chained together. Leaving to the end credit.
Yes.
Which it's going to get pretty good.
Yep. So apparently Arthur Harrow ends up in a hospital too. Mm-hmm. And where apparently he ends up going into a limo where Khonshu apparently in a suit.
Like a Mr. Knight style suit.
Yeah, apparently.
With the limo from the comic.
Yes, and apparently introduces Harrow to...
Drum roll, please. Yes, it was Jake all along.
Jake Lockley.
The man that's been doing the psycho killings.
Yep, he was back. He was officially there.
And he basically talked in Spanish and shot Arthur, hence in killing both him and the goddess.
Yep.
And that is a potential for season 2. With that being said, we are going to go over everything. So I'm going to go out and say it. This is probably my favorite Marvel Studio show by far. And one of my favorite Marvel shows of all time as well. This was amazing. I wanted season 2. Give me season 2, as I said on the Instagram. Chris, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, it was really great. I really enjoyed this.
Yes, I have to say I was a little worried because of what Marvel Studios have been doing with characters like Ms. Marvel and stuff, and how at first it was sort of like a kind of different, but no, everything was intact. Everything was pretty relatable.
Yep.
And the way that Steven and, Mark just combine each other, and it's like, it really feels, really awesome. and their origin is so awesome. I think that they really coexist really well, and it took a while, but it built it up. Everything was on time. Everything delivered. It was really good. I found it to be really fantastic, and it dealt with multiple personality disorder fantastically well. You know, I actually saw a few people who actually have the disorder actually praise the show for what it did and be very accurate with it. And Oscar Isaac, you deserve a huge reward for this. You deserve to win a reward for this. Hands down. Amazing performance.
Yeah, I give you a complete round of applause for that, Oscar Isaac.
Same for the guy who did Arthur. Like, wow.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke,
Ethan Hawke, you did another successful role you did. I love you. Always nail your roles. I can tell you that. I can definitely tell you that. Everything you are in, you nail, and you definitely nailed this Marvel villain, and really took a good take on him. So bravo to you too. You did fantastic. Everyone deserves a round of applause. They all did fantastic. Everyone. So with that being said, yeah, I recommend, if you haven't seen it, definitely one of my favorite Marvel studios and Marvel shows by far, and probably my number one of Phase 4 so far for this year at least. In terms of this year's phase, of continuing Phase 4, this year's stuff for Phase 4, amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Last year was really good. So far this year is off to a rocky start a little bit, but still, I think that I'm putting this on number one for me. And, yeah. Also, I wanted to say this. We are going to do, our, best phases, ranking them like 10 or however far to 1, in December for probably like one of the last videos of the year. So, yeah, anything to add?
No, I don't think so, actually.
Okay, well, with that being said, this is the end of the video. Now, guys...
Well, actually, we got to give a review and a rating.
Oh, that's right. It's late. Sorry, guys. I'm a little off it. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Chris?
Yes, a 10 out of 10. I gave it great.
This is really good. I'm so out of it, but at the same time, it's just like I thought that already explained that this was a 10 out of 10. My bad. But yes, for me, it was 10 out of 10. Chris gave it a 10 out of 10. Let us know what you guys think about Moon Knight and what you rated in the comments down below. And yeah, I do have one more announcement. There will be no video on Friday. My sister is getting married, and I'm walking her down. But, and having like a nice time and stuff. So there will be no video. However, we will have a video Sunday or Monday of next week. So don't worry. There's no video up. We got you still. And with that being said, we'll miss you guys. But again, just because there's no video Friday does not mean there's not going to be any for that week. We'll probably do Sunday or Monday, right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Marvel, anyway.
Or, we'll do something. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you thought about Moon Knight again. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to like the video if you enjoyed. And if you're new to the channel, hey, welcome, true believer. How about you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video? And there's only one thing left to say, and it's one of our favorite things to say. Well, 2 things to say, I believe.
Yes.
Excelsior.
Enough said.